How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle session. Today I'm having 2 battles, and the first battle is versus Lazy Boy, also known as Tyler, from the Discord server in the OU tier. Go ahead and join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. And looking at the team, they got a Serperior, Jirachi, Comfey, Gouging Fire, Gliscor, and a Quaquaval. Pretty interesting stuff. So this is the new team. It does pretty well, to be fair. I'm looking at their team and I'm thinking maybe a Gliscor lead to get the spikes up, or they might go for a Jirachi lead, which could also be good for them. I don't want to lead with anything too bad. Like I know Jirachi can get Fire Punch, so I don't want to lead with Scizor. I think maybe leading with Donphan could be cool to get the Stealth Rocks up straight away, but I kind of want to make sure my Donphan is healthy. But Stealth Rocks do hurt their team pretty much because they've got Rapid Spin on Quaquaval and that's it, and it doesn't normally run Rapid Spin. So if I get the Stealth Rocks up straight away, I think I'll be golden, to be honest with you. So let's get into this game. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Lazy Boy. So I like your hat as well, that's cool. They lead off with the Quaquaval, as we lead off with Burnout the Donphan. So interesting lead. They kind of read my lead pretty well there. The Quaquaval lead is interesting. So if I go straight for a Stealth Rock, we should be alright. They more than likely go for a Bulk Up combination. So I think I will go for a Stealth Rock real quick. They go for a Flip Turn. We're going to get some Rocky Helmet Chip on them, which is always nice. And then what are they going to go into to counteract our Donphan? More than likely the Serperior. You can get a Leaf Storm off, get that special attack boost, and then kind of go from there. Snipper Snap comes in. That's got to be the Serperior, right? No, it's the Gliscor. I guess Snipper Snap makes sense. So we go for a Stealth Rocks, like so. It's good I don't have knockoff, isn't it? Otherwise, it's going to knock off that Toxic Orb. Pesky Toxic Orb. But there it is. The Toxic Orb is in effect. So, Gliscor, what are you going to do to my Donphan? Well, nothing really, because I'm going to switch out of there. I'm leaning towards either Serperior or maybe, I don't know. I don't have much to hit this thing. I might go for an Ice Shard just to see how much damage it does, because I think they're going to go for Spikes here. So if I go for an Ice Shard like that, get some damage off on it, and then they go for a Stealth Rock. Yeah, I thought they would do that. So I can just go for a Rapid Spin right now, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Like so. So let's go for that Rapid Spin real quick. So they do withdraw. What are they going to go into? They don't have a Ghost type, so we can just freely Rapid Spin right now. They go into McQuacks, which is obviously the Quaquaval again. So the Quaquaval coming in is a big threat. We go for a Rapid Spin though, get some chip damage off on them, which is always useful. Get rid of those Stealth Rocks as well. And I think, to be honest with you, I think looking at that Rapid Spin damage, an Earthquake combination is going to be really useful here. So I think going for an Earthquake here is going to be very beneficial, because they either go for a Rapid Spin like they do, we get some Rocky Helmet Chip on them, like so. And then Earthquake should be nearly enough to take them out. Nearly. And if we get rid of the Quaquaval up and then get Stealth Rocks up again, that'd be ideal. There we go, Quaquaval is down. So we made the right play by staying and going for an EQ there. Donphan does not need to switch out. Donphan is doing real good here. Hula comes in. That's going to be the Comfey, right? Yeah, it is. Of course it is. I haven't seen Comfey in a while. This thing gets like some cool tech. Like it gets like Calm Mind and stuff like that. Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, because it gets priority on Draining Kiss with its unique ability. So I'm leaning towards the Slowking setup. I think that's the way to go. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. They more than likely Calm Mind. So I could have got the Stealth Rocks up, but I'd rather not risk anything else on this thing. So let's just see what it does first. I just kind of want to scout, see what it's doing. It is going to go for a Calm Mind. So Calm Mind is unfortunate, but we know that this thing can't really touch Slowking. So they can Calm Mind all they want. We don't have to worry about it too much. What do I have to tackle this physically? Probably going to be Scizor, right? So we don't know what Terra they're going to have. They could have Terra Fire. Let's go for a Sludge Bomb just to see how much damage it does first. And I know I can eat up any hit this thing throws us. So they are going to Terra. It's good that they've Terra'd now and not later, so we know what they're going to be Terra'd into. Let's see what they go for. So they're going to go for the Terra Ground. Interesting. So Terra Ground is very interesting. So we can do something with Scizor here then, because Bullet Punch will still sting quite a bit. So they go for a Terra Blast boosted by Calm Mind. It's going to sting, that's for sure. We should be alright. As there we go, just half damage. We go for a Sludge Bomb. Let's see how much damage this does. Nothing. But do we get the poison? We do get the poison at least, which is always nice. So the poison is going to whittle away at their health like that. So what we could do here is we've got a couple of options. I could predict the Terra Ground, go into Iron Jugulis, and then switch into Scizor expecting a Draining Kiss. That's always an option. But I think the better play to do here is not that. Well, I can probably live another Terra Ground because of my leftovers recovery. So should I go for a Chilly Reception and then go into Scizor? I think I will do that. I think I can live a Terra Ground. They go for another Calm Mind. Fair enough. Calm Mind is also good. Because here's the thing about Scizor. It resists this thing's Draining Kiss. And it's neutral to Terra Ground. So if we can get a free switch in, like we have done here, and we kept all our health on our Slowking. I keep saying Slowbro instead of Slowking. Get some snow up on the field, not that it really matters. But it gets us a free switch, which is what we wanted. So, now that we know it's Terra Ground, we could go into Superior and start Leaf Storming, but it won't KO it initially. We can also go into Scizor. I think Scizor is the best bet, so I am going to go Scizor. I'm going to go Scizor. And as much as I would like to Terra Steel just to get the extra damage, nice and shiny Scizor as well. As much as I'd like to Terra Steel just to get the extra damage on the Bullet Punch, I don't think that's good because we'll be weak to Terra Ground there and it might take us out. So after the Poison, I'm pretty confident that 2 Bullet Punches will KO this thing. So I'm going to go for it. And if they switch into Gouging Fire, then so be it. Bullet Punch comes through. Let's see how much damage it does to the Comfey. It's Choice Banded. Ooh, they got the crit. The crit. Damn. But we know that if it didn't crit, it would have nearly KO'd them anyway. So that's good that we got the crit there. Always nice. That Comfey tried to be a threat, but unfortunately it failed. So Mufasa's coming in, which is going to be the Gouging Fire, right? Yep, there we go. Good nickname for a Gouging Fire, I'd say. They're going to get that booster energy in its attack. Okay, so now it's a threat. They probably Dragon Dance here. So I think our best bet is going to be Donphan. Donphan's the best bet because Donphan can do a lot of things here. Rocky Helmet will hurt if they go for the attack here, which I don't think they will. I think they go for a Dragon Dance because they know we have to switch there. There's the Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance plus Photosynthesis in attack. We definitely can't live a hit with Donphan. But we can get a bit of chip damage off with the Ice Shard, which could come into effect. So let's go for the Ice Shard. And watch us live now. Ice Shard comes through. No damage really, but it's a bit of chip. Flare Blitz comes through. This is going to give them 2 types of recoil. They're going to get Rocky Helmet chip. There we go. And they're going to get actual recoil from the move as well. So we're whittling away at the Gouging Fire little by little. So that's great. The only problem we've got now is our best bet to hit this thing now is going to be Iron Jugulis, Terra Fire. That's the best thing we can do. So I'm going to go into Iron Jugulis. Iron Jugulis, after its booster energy, Maleficent.E. It's meant to be .exe, but I ran out of space, so I just figured I'd go with .e. We're going to get that booster energy in speed, right? Yep, exactly. So now we outspeed. And I have to Terra so that I can live a Flare Blitz. So we go for a Dark Pulse here. Have to Terra, otherwise, because I don't think Dark Pulse doesn't KO. Dark Pulse doesn't KO. So we'll go ahead and go into our Fire form. Nice and shiny as well. Gotta love it. Let's see how this plays out for us. Oh, they go for a Burning Bulwark. Interesting. So that's good. Protecting itself from our attack. We go for a Dark Pulse. Obviously, it's not going to do too much damage. And the interesting thing about this situation now is that we actually do really well against their entire team. The snow is going to stop, so we could risk a Hurricane, but I don't want to. I don't want to risk it because Jugulis can go through their team really well right now. So let's go for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse comes through. Can we get the KO? Not quite. Can we get the flinch? Not quite. Dragon Claw comes through though. And we barely live that. That's interesting. So barely living that is great for us. Because here's the thing. By going for the Burning Bulwark, we lost the element of surprise of our Terra Fire. That's the problem. They withdraw the Gouging Fire. And they go into what? Gliscor? Snipper Snap the Gliscor. So Gliscor was the one thing I was worried about. So Gliscor is going to come in. We get the Dark Pulse off. It should do a decent bit of chip damage. I wouldn't even call that chip damage. That's enough to 2-hit KO it. Let's go for another Dark Pulse here. They probably go for a Protect. Oh no, they don't. They let the Gliscor go down. So Gliscor goes down to the Dark Pulse. And now, I think Iron Jugulis actually puts in the work here. Wishmaker comes in the Jirachi. Nice and shiny as well. Gotta love it. So, we definitely have to go for a Fire Blast, right? Because Dark Pulse won't KO. Fire Blast might, though, with Terra Fire. So, I'm going to go for the Fire Blast and hope for the best. We do go for the Fire Blast. Unfortunately, we miss, which means it's over for... Yep, there's the Meteor Beam. Means it's over for the Iron Jugulis, as they're going to get that special type boost, and then more than likely Power Herb. There we go. So Power Herb's going to charge that Meteor Beam, and down the Iron Jugulis goes. So they got a special type boost, and they're a base 100 speed, so we got to be careful now. So Iron Jugulis does go down. I should have gone for a Dark Pulse, really, but I don't think Dark Pulse KO'd. I really don't think Dark Pulse KO'd. He could have flinched, I guess, but I wasn't in the right mindset to do that. I think Scizor's the best option now, because they don't get any special fire moves. I don't think they carry Fire Punch on a special attacking one. So I am going to go into Scizor real quick. We got the Gliscor out of the way. Gouging Fire is on Death's Door, and Superior can't Terror, so we know that we can wall it with Scizor. So let's go for a knockoff real quick. So they go for an Aura Sphere, which is going to sting a bit, but not too much, as we go for a knockoff. Choice Banded nearly gets the KO on the Jirachi. They don't have an item? Or can it not be knocked off for some reason? Interesting. So let's go for a knockoff real quick. They go for another Aura Sphere. That's fine. We can live that. Go for another knockoff, like so. And down goes Jirachi. Oh, they had Power Herb. That's why. They had Power Herb. I'm trying to knock off nothing because they had a Power Herb. That's my bad. Slytherin comes in, the Superior. Now, this thing is obviously a threat. We have to be extremely careful with how we play this next few turns. I think the best thing for me to do is to go into Slow King. So I'm going to go into Slow King. Not Slow Bro, like I said earlier. Slow King. Let's do it real quick. There we go. Drip Queen comes on in. Nice and shiny as well. Gotta love it. And then they go for a Scale Shot. Interesting. So are they not contrary? Are they not contrary? That's the real question. So hit 4 times. Are they a load of dice? Defense fell and speed boosted. So they are, by the looks of it, a physical superior. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Not seen that set before on Superior. So let's go for a Sludge Bomb just to get some damage off on this thing. I don't know what physical attacks they can go for. They can probably go for a knockoff, right? So they go for a knockoff. It's going to sting, but it isn't enough to KO my Slow King, as they do get rid of our leftovers. Sludge Bomb should do a nice chunk of damage to this thing. Nearly gets the KO, which is really good. And we get the Poison too. I don't know whether the Poison KOs them this turn. It might do, though. It does. As Slow King takes out the Superior. So a very interesting first game. Definitely an interesting first game. So in comes Gouging Fire the next turn, I believe. Yep, there's Mufasa, the Gouging Fire. We can handle this, no problem. I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb just in case they try and Dragon Dance here, but I don't think they do. They go for the Dragon Claw, which KOs my Slow King. Yep, it does. Down goes the Slow King. Down goes the Slow King. So what do we do now? Because we can't go into Scizor because of Burning Bulwark. I guess we can bring Blaziken in. So let's go into KFC. It's also nice and shiny. Gotta love it. There we go. And then we just go straight for a Close Combat. Yeah, Close Combat works. So they go for a Dragon Claw. They outspeed us, but we can live that, no problem. Close Combat comes through. And then down goes Mufasa, the Gouging Fire. And that's it for the first game. So GG, Lazy Boy. That was a really fun one. I enjoyed that. It was nice and close. Really cool sets that you had, like that Physical Superior. Really cool. GG. And on to the second battle. We're going against Devin in the OU tier from the Discord server. Once again, join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There is a link in the description down below. Looking at the team, they got an Alola Ninetales, a Weavile, a Salamence, Empoleon, Rillaboom, and a Gengar. They've got 2 of my favorite Pokemon, Weavile and Salamence, on their team, so I'm going to have a hard time taking these things down. But Scizor's going to be important for taking care of the Weavile and the Ninetales, so we've got to keep that around. They don't have a Fire type, but Salamence could have Fire coverage for the Scizor, which is something to watch out for. I think they lead off with the Ninetales, so I might just lead off with the Scizor straight away and go for a Bullet Punch. Could be useful, so I think I will do that. Because Ninetales is a probable lead, but they may go ahead and expect us to expect that and go with something else. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Devin. So they're going to lead off with Skipper, which is the Empoleon, as we lead off with our Scizor. So right off the bat, we could go for a close combat here, no problems. But I feel like they go ahead and switch out, expecting a close combat, because they don't want to lose their Empoleon too early. They could go into Gengar, or they could go into Salamence. So I'm going to go for a U-turn first and foremost. They do stay in. We could have close combated, but he might not have KO'd looking at that U-turn damage. After all, close combat isn't stab. So what have we got to switch into this Empoleon? Probably the Slow King, right? if they're probably going to go for a flip turn here, though. That's the awkward part. So I could go Serperior, or I could go Slowking. If they go into Weavile, we don't really have a good switch into Weavile. So I think I have to go into... I'm going to go into Slowking anyway. Like I said, they more than likely go for a flip turn, but I can't really do much about that, unfortunately. Because if we're going to Donphan and they go for a Surf instead, or a Chilling Water. Interesting. So Chilling Water is an interesting move for them to go for there. Now they more than likely go for a flip turn if they have it, or a Stealth Rocks, to be fair. Stealth Rocks could also work. So now we can do a nice and powerful Chilly Reception. Get on out of there. Now, Chilly Reception does benefit their team a little bit because they've got 2 ice types, but it's fine. We can handle it, no problem. I'm pretty sure Choice Banded Scizor's Bullet Punch still KOs Weavile in the snow. Same with Ninetales. So they go for a Hydro Pump, which is going to sting a little bit. But we do have that Regenerator ability, which is always nice. Tell a chillingly bad joke, and then we're going to go into something more suitable to take on this Empoleon, as we now get a free switch in. So let's go into... What can we go into? Probably the Blaziken, right? Blaziken works really nicely here, because we get that speed boost the next turn. So let's go into Blaziken, like so. There we go. KFC comes in, looking amazing, nice and shiny, gotta love it. And this turn, what we're going to go for is we're going to go for a CC. There's no reason not to, as they might let the Empoleon go down because they don't really have a good switch into Blaziken, unless they're Intimidate on Salamence. So they do withdraw. What are they going to come into to take a close combat? Probably a Gengar, right? Salsa. What's Salsa? That's the Salamence, looking good as well. I changed the Salamence's default colors, the non-shiny colors, to be more like it's Ruby Sapphire and Emerald's, you know, the Ruby Sapphire and Emerald's colors. So like a darker blue with like a more reddy red instead of like an orangey color. So I think it looks good. So we've got a speed boost, but this thing could be scarfed. This thing could be scarfed, and also we got that Intimidate on us. So I don't think a Terra Brave Bird will take this thing out. So I'm gonna have to switch out here. What do I go into then? Probably Donphan. Although then again, if they're Intimidate, they're probably special. So this might have been a bad play. This may have been a bad play. Some people run Intimidate on physical attackers as well. Depends on what kind of Salamence set it is, really. So they go for a Tailwind. So they are a Tailwind Salamence, which is interesting. Very interesting. So they're either going to stay in to take this Ice Shard, or they're going to Terra Steel. I think I'll risk it for a Chocolate Biscuit and go for an Ice Shard. I think we'll probably safely get away with that, as they more than likely go into Ninetales anyway. Ice Shard comes through, they actually stay in, and they nearly go down to the Ice Shard, which is great. They go for a Draco Meteor, that's probably going to take us down to our Sturdy. Nearly takes us down to our Sturdy, as what item are they? They are not Life Orb, so what are they? If we go for another Ice Shard and take it out, then we should be alright. They do withdraw the Salamence, they don't want it to go down to an Ice Shard, they can easily bring in the Ninetales here, as in comes 9, which is going to be the Ninetales, no doubt. Yep, Ninetales comes in, we go for an Ice Shard, bounces right off it because of the defense boost they get in the snow. But the snow does stop, so no Aurora Veils for them. They more than likely just go straight for the KO here. So I'm going to bring Scizor in. I think Scizor can suitably take care of this thing, because Banded Bullet Punch, looking at their team, the only thing they have to really withstand that is going to be the Empoleon and the Rillaboom. Empoleon's already weakened, and the Rillaboom, on the other hand, it's a neutral hit. So they go for a Chilling Water. I didn't even know Ninetales got Chilling Water. That's interesting. The Tailwind does petter out, which is fine. Or peter out, sorry. Go for a Bullet Punch real quick. That should still take out the Ninetales even after the attack drop. So they're going to withdraw 9, which is fine. That's to be expected. But getting chip damage off on anything is going to be really useful. So they're going to go into Queen, which is the Gengar. Interesting choice as we go for a Bullet Punch, which is going to two-shot them. But there's no Cursed Body, which is nice. Let's go for another Bullet Punch and take this Gengar out. I think they probably realize we're choice banded at this point. Bullet Punch comes through, and that's going to easily take out the Gengar. So Gengar going down is a big thing, but they have Curse Bodied our Bullet Punch, which I'm assuming is what they were going for with the play they made there. I have to assume that's what they were going for, because now they get a free switch on anything. So if they have a Setup Sweeper, which I don't think they do, but they can go Weavile and they can go for Swords Dance if they want to. 9 comes back in. They know they don't have to fear the Bullet Punch anymore, so they're going to get that Snow Warning up, and they're going to get a free Aurora Veil, which is really unfortunate. We do not have a Defogger on this team at all. So what are we going to do here? I think the best thing for us to do is to go into Slowking, because we can just go for a Sludge Bomb real quick. So we withdraw our Scizor, as you would expect us to. And we're going to go into our Galarian Slowking, which can definitely sponge any hit this thing wants to throw at us. But also, if they go for an Aurora Veil, it's fine. They are going to Terrastalize, which is interesting. Are they going to be Terra Fire with Terra Blast? Because that would be really cool if they are. So they're going to Terra into a Fire type, and they probably have Terra Blast. Interesting. So taking Ninetales back to its roots, back to its original Ninetales form, and go for an Aurora Veil. So that's interesting. They must have not realized that was Cursed Body. Cursed Body into not being able to use Bullet Punch. But, I mean, this works out nicely for them anyway, because now we can't get super effective damage on them with our Slowking. So now what we're going to do is we're going to Chilly Reception just to get a free switching on this thing. That's kind of what we need. They withdraw the Ninetales, and this is why Chilly Reception is such a good move, because even though it's already snowing, it still works. In comes Just. I'm guessing that's the Weavile. Yep, nice and shiny as well. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. So we're going to tell a chillingly bad joke real quick. Obviously getting out of there real quick as well. I keep saying real quick. Sorry, if I'm annoying anyone by saying real quick, I apologize. I've just realized how often I'm saying it. So, with Weavile on the field, we've got a couple of options. One main option being the Scizor. So let's go for the Scizor switch. Because I'm confident that Bullet Punch will still KO this thing even in the snow. But they get a free switch into Ninetales if they don't. So I think my best thing here to go for is U-turn. Because they probably go back into Ninetales, right? They go for a Swords Dance. In the face of a Scizor, they go for a Swords Dance. They are that confident in the Snow's defense boost. And rightfully so. I don't think Bullet Punch would have KO'd. As that Choice Banded U-turn did half to a Weavile. That's crazy good. That is crazy good right there. What do we do here? I'd say Blaziken's our best bet, because we can definitely take a knockoff or a triple axle from this thing, I'm guessing. Hopefully. We don't get the speed boost this turn, unfortunately, but I am going to go for a CC. I don't see any reason not to. So they withdraw the Weavile. Smart move, because they have the perfect switch in, where they can just sack off Salamence if they want to. They go into 9, though, the Ninetales. Interesting choice. We go for a close combat, even after... Oh, wait, Aurora Veil's a thing. That's why it did half, because they get the Snow defense boost and the Aurora Veil. But still, Choice Banded Scizor's U-turn on a Weavile should still do more than that. Not gonna lie. But close combat takes this thing out anyway, so we may as well go for it. As close combat comes through, Ninetales goes down with a critical hit. Not that it mattered, I don't think. Don't think the crit mattered, because the original damage was pretty intense. So, there we go. Gonna lose their Ninetales, lose their Aurora Veil setter. And I guess we'll see where we stand with the Aurora Veil. I think it wears off in the next couple of turns, right? Yeah, it does. Yeah, the next turn. The turn that we're on. Which is great. So Blaziken's looking pretty good right now. Rango comes in. What's Rango? The Rillaboom. So we've got 2 defense drops from the close combats. So I'm pretty confident that Grassy Glide in the terrain will KO us. So I'm going to go ahead and sack off Donphan, get some Rocky Helmet chip. And then we go back into the Blaziken. I think that's the way to go. Plus they might go for high horsepower, expecting us to switch in something else, but no, Donphan's coming in. And then they go for a fake out. Interesting. So that's going to get some Rocky Helmet chip. And then the next attack that they attack us with will also get some Rocky Helmet chip, which is probably Grassy Glide. Probably Grassy Glide if I had to guess. But just in case it's not Grassy Glide, I'm going to go for an Ice Shard. They go for the Grassy Glide. Obviously going to take out my Donphan, no problems there. Rocky Helmet is going to hurt them a little bit, but not too much, because the grassy terrain plus the leftovers is going to definitely benefit them. As there we go, grassy terrain plus the leftovers, and their health is pretty much back to full. Not really, but it kind of is. So, real question right now. Iron Jugulis, is it time? I think it is. Let's go for it. Let us go for it. So we're going to Maleficent.exe. Like so, nice and shiny, gotta love it. Get that booster energy and speed so that we outspeed everything on their team. Like so. And then we just Terrestrialize into a fire type and go for a Fire Blast. I don't see any reason not to be honest with you. So they do withdraw the Rillaboom, which makes a lot of sense. They're probably going to go into the Empoleon if I had to guess. Skipper, that's the Empoleon, I remember the name. Nice and shiny, gotta love it. And we're going to go ahead and Terrestrialize into a fire type, which should make this Fire Blast do a lot of damage if we can hit it. Unfortunately, the last game, we missed that Fire Blast in such a clutch moment as well. So hopefully that doesn't happen again here. Something Something about missing Fire Blast that just winds me up. So no, we don't miss the Fire Blast, which is nice. There we go. Should do a lot of damage. Not enough, though. Not enough damage. But all is not over. Iron Jugulis still outspeeds the Rillaboom. Still outspeeds the Salamence. And the Weavile we don't outspeed, but it's fine. They probably go for some... Superior might be time to shine for you. Might be time for Superior to shine, so I'm going to go into Superior. I'm going to go into Superior. They may go for a flip turn expecting the switch, which is fair enough if they do. But it's more likely they go for a Chilling Water, as that seems to be their only stab water move that they were using. Oh no, they had Hydro Pump as well, yeah. It's going to sting a little bit, but not too much, as we get the Grassy Terrain. And now, because of the Grassy Terrain, our Leaf Storm should do a lot more damage. I don't think it'll KO the Empoleon from here, but we'll at least do enough damage. I'm pretty sure we live in an Ice Beam as well, so let's go for it. Nearly gets the KO, which is great. We get the Special Attack boost. They go for a Flash Cannon. Oh, it dabs on it. They get that boost. No, they don't have the Ice Beam, which is good to know for us. As the grass does disappear from the field, but that's fine. We can still handle this. I'm pretty sure Dragon Pulse takes it out, but I'm going to go for a Leaf Storm anyway to get that extra Special Attack boost. As now the only thing standing in Iron Jugulis' way, well, other than the Weavile now that we've lost the booster energy, has gone. So Salazar gets a KO against the Empoleon. Looking to be a good 2 games, to be fair. Definitely looking like a good 2 games. So let's see how this plays out. In comes JustWeavile. So Just comes in. Like so. The Weavile is here. We definitely lose our Superior here, but I think the Superior goes down anyway. So let's go for a Dragon Pulse just in case. We actually outspeed somehow. Is that Bulky Weavile or something? Or does Superior outspeed Weavile? I don't know. They must be adamant or something. Which is fair enough. Weavile goes down. Now they kind of have to bring in Rillaboom, right? Salsa comes in. Is that the Rillaboom? It's a Salamence. Gets the Intimidate off, which is going to boost our attack. I don't think this is the play. Unless they're Scarfed. It could be Scarfed. Let's go for a Dragon Pulse to find out. Yep, Dragon Pulse comes through. See, I would have just gone into Rillaboom here. Rillaboom definitely would have probably KO'd us with the Grassy Glide, I'm guessing. Fake Out plus Grassy Glide combination, you know? So I think my opponent's made a bit of a misplay here. They shouldn't have gone into the Weavile or Salamence yet. They should have just gone into this thing and Fake Out Grassy Glided me. But it's fine. We can handle it still. Let's go for a Dragon Pulse once again. Dragon Pulse comes through. They don't go for the Grassy Glide or the Fake Out. They do live, though, as they go for a Swords Dance. Ah, they could pull this back. They could still pull this back. Now that they've got a Swords Dance up, we do not live the Grassy Glide. We do not live the Grassy Glide now. We definitely don't live the Grassy Glide. So we have to go for a Dragon Pulse and hope they don't go for the Grassy Glide. Grassy Glide comes through. It should KO us. It does KO the Superior. So now I'm in a bit of a predicament because Grassy Glide is boosted by the Grassy Terrain. They're also getting all their health back. They could easily pull this back with Rillaboom, to be honest with you. Because I do not have a way to stop this. I'm pretty sure Swords Dance, Grassy Terrain, Grassy Glide KOs Blaziken. The only thing I've got really is Slowking. I guess Scizor is also an option. Let's go Scizor. I think Scizor can handle this with a U-turn. So let's go for a U-turn real quick. Like I said, my opponent is real aware. They've just put, can you tell I'm rusty in the Discord chat? So please no hate for my opponent for the Weavile and Salamence sacks. Just understand some people are rusty, alright? I haven't seen Devin in a while, to be fair. I haven't seen their name in a while, so they must have been away. Let's go for a U-turn. I'm pretty sure we can live a... They go for a Stomping Tantrum. Doesn't get the KO. We go for a U-turn, and that's going to KO the Rillaboom. That's going to be the game. So GG, Devin. That was a fun second game. Like I said, some questionable plays at the end there, but they are rusty. They haven't played in a while. So yeah, GG, Devin. That was a fun one. But anyway, here is the team tried out if you want to use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.